2 seasons on the brink, 2 aces in the hole. It is a duel made for high noon. Welcome to Clark LeClaire Stadium. It's game 3 of this Greenville Regional that has been flipped upside down. The top 2 seeds, ECU and Wake Forest, meet today in an elimination game. Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. VCU and Evansville with the stunners yesterday behind some splendid pitching. Those two will play later today with a trip to the regional final on the line. And this dream pitching matchup we've all been talking about since the brackets were released. We get that, oddly enough, in an elimination game on a gorgeous day here at Clark LeClaire Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. And good afternoon, Anish Shroff, Lance Cormier with you. ECU throws out their ace, one of the best pitchers in the country, Trey Yesavage. Wake Forest counters with their ace, Chase Burns, maybe the best pitcher in the country. This is the stuff you dream about.
Yeah, it's the matchup everybody around college baseball wanted before the regional. Not in the game we thought we'd have it. We thought we'd be getting it in the regional final, looking to go to the regional final. Right now, we're in the elimination game, but hey, we got what we wanted to see, and now we get to see it.
Burns leading the country in strikeouts with 184. He's been dynamite of late. Last 4 starts, 57 strikeouts, 26 innings. Something to watch with Yesavage. He was hospitalized last week with a partially collapsed lung. The team downplayed the injury. They said he's okay. He came out perfect through his bullpen session. He is a full go for this afternoon.
Yeah, Chase Burns. I mean, this is the matchup we wanted, right? 17.4 K per 9 inning. The stuff is absurd. It's fastball up to 100 miles an hour. Slider in the 90s. Curveball. I mean, the whiff rate on both of those in the 60%. You're talking one of the top draft picks in all of college baseball and the country. But, oh, yeah, by the way, East Carolina's guy, Trey Yesavage, he's just as good. Fastball, it's up to 97. So we got stuff all over the place. We got top draft picks. I mean, strikeouts for days, everything you want. It's unbelievable matchup, and we got it right now.
Ace is wild, and 2 seasons hang in the balance. Wake Forest and East Carolina coming your way. First pitch and starting lineups after this. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Welcome to the jungle-packed house here at Clark LeClaire Stadium, and Wake Forest will try to get its offense going. Nick Kurtz is their big slugger. He's been on base in 34 straight games, 77 walks, a school record. Seaver King and Kurtz both projected first-round picks, and they will face the AAC Pitcher of the Year in Trey Yesavage.
Yeah, I just mentioned earlier in the open, Yesavage, the stuff is outstanding. I mean, it's strikeouts if you want it. You're going to get them today. Yesavage over 14 Ks per 9 innings, up to 97. He's got the slider, the curveball, but also has the splitter to get swing and miss. And look at just the numbers. I mean, this is eye-popping numbers from both guys, and it's going to be a great day.
Merrick Houston, first pitch swinging, pops it up on the infield. Fighting the sun is Cunningham, and he makes the catch near second base. One pitch, one out. Tom Walter in his 15th season as Wake Forest's head coach. Last year in Omaha, he had a front row seat to the Rhett Lauder-Paul Skeens pitchers duel. Now he gets Yesavage and to Chase Burns this afternoon. Nick Kurtz bunting. That shows you the respect they have for Trey Yesavage's stuff.
Well, it shows you also, too, like both teams know how important 1 run is. 2 runs are. And if you're going to pull on a massive shift to the big lefty Kurtz, I mean, why not just drop it down, get you an easy base hit.
Yesavage thought he had strike 2, missed inside. Nicholas Mull is the home plate umpire. Kurtz 22 home runs, 55 RBI. Swings over the top of that splitter, 1-2. And they call him Nicky Nukes. He had a stretch earlier this season where he hit 14 home runs over 10 games, including 6 home runs in a 7 at-bat span. Splitter got him. Wilcoxon makes the putout 2-3. First strikeout for Savage. 2 outs, and this crowd's starting to get into it.
Man, the pitch that would have been a strike, the fastball, really set the next 2 splitters up because they look like that fastball. And boy, at the last second, that ball just falls off the table. I mean, again, and this is like his 3rd best pitch, so it shows you how good of a stuff he has if that is truly your 3rd best pitch.
Two outs, nobody on for Jack Winay, the right fielder. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
I like the approach of the Demon Deacons, and I would assume that's going to be the same thing for East Carolina's offense as well. As you're talking, hey, I don't want to strike out. The best way to not strike out is start swinging early, try to get the first ones, but you swing at one that falls off the table, and then you take one that goes right on the outer third. Like, that's good pitching.
Savage doesn't look like a guy who was in the hospital for a couple of days last week. Splitter down and away. Now, Lance, to your point, you get behind 0-1, 0-2, 1-2 against these arms. The at-bat's pretty much over.
Yeah, you're going to tip your cat a lot because these guys just have outstanding stuff.
Strike 3, Winay frozen. Savage with a 1-2-3 first. Now we get to see Chase Burns when we come back. One of the great home field advantages in college baseball belongs to ECU. Elimination game against Wake Forest. Jam-packed. Standing room only. The jungle is full. And as we've said already many times, a pitcher's duel that you dream on. This is the lineup for ECU. Carter Cunningham homered yesterday for the lone ECU run in their loss to Evansville. And this lineup, which only managed 5 hits and 32 at-bats, now has to face the Division I leader in strikeouts, Chase Burns, who has been dynamite down the stretch.
Yeah, congratulations, guys. You get to this game, and here you go. You get to face Chase Burns, and stuff is outstanding. I mean, we can't overstate how good the stuff is. I mean, you're talking about probably the best 4-pitch mix in all of the college game right now, from the fastball, the slider, the curveball, the changeup. And the changeup, it gets kind of left out, but it's still a very above-average pitch, and so this is going to be fun.
Carter Cunningham, first pitch swinging, laces a single to center. He's 3 for 5 in the regional, and that's got this crowd juiced once again.
You're talking about a guy he's the emotional leader right here. I mean, jumps all over first pitch fastball, not trying to sneak that first one in. I'm telling you, I think you're going to see a lot of first pitch swings by both ball clubs. They don't want to get into those disadvantaged counts. But how about this? 9 hits so far for East Carolina and Wake Forest in the 2 games. Carter Cunningham's got 3 of them.
O'Reilly Johnson squared to bunt, takes a strike, and every run in a game like this could be at a premium. Johnson has 5 sacrifice hits. Cunningham at first. Swings and misses. Ball rolls away, but not far enough from Gill. 0-2. Last time out in the ACC tournament against North Carolina, Burns went 6 scoreless innings, struck out 15. And he gets his first strikeout as Johnson goes down swinging. And Lance, over his last 100 recorded outs, 72 have been by punch-out.
72% of the outs. Wow. And that's just the slider. Like, when he was squaring around the bunt, you want to talk about an uncomfortable position to be in, because you're like, all right, I'm trying to catch this ball. It's just so hard with the bat, but shows he can back up that unhittable slider.
Here is McChrystal. 5 lefties in a row against Burns. Swing and a miss. Runner goes. Ball's in the dirt. And Cunningham takes second base. His 6th stolen base of the year.
That's a huge stolen base right there by Cunningham. Takes away that strikeout and the failed bunt attempt. It looks like ECU's kind of going up with the approach like, hey, swing like it's a fastball, because if it's not a fastball, you're probably not going to hit it anyway, so don't be late on the fastball.
Oh, 1 late on the fastball, 98. And McChrystal in the hole. Missed low, 1-2.
I mean, from our angle, like, it's hard to even see the break. It just looks like the ball comes out of his hand, and then about halfway it just starts going straight down.
Burns this season has recorded double-digit strikeouts in a game 12 times. Season high 16 strikeouts came against Clemson, which is a regional host in this tournament. Nice job by McChrystal laying off 2-2.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for both lineups. Can you lay off that put-away pitch in the dirt, make him throw one extra pitch, make each pitcher go one extra pitch per hitter, and that way you kind of get that pitch count up and possibly get to the bullpen.
McChrystal down on strikes, 2 outs. And Jenkins Cowart now steps in. Jacob Jenkins Cowart, the cleanup hitter today.
When he puts the ball in the perfect spot, like a lot of times guys will bounce the ball trying to get that strikeout pitch, and it's before the plate, and it's not the competitive pitch. That's right behind home plate, perfectly placed, and gets that swing and miss.
The AAC's RBI leader at the dish. Cunningham in scoring position. 0-1. .99 on the gun, and Jenkins Cowart able to get a piece to foul it away. Burns now 1 strike away from striking out the side.
Look at that, 5 straight starts. I mean, that just shows you the unhittable stuff he have, and when they say hitting is hard, it's really hard, and it's going to be hard today.
Grounded to deep first. Kurtz is there, flips it to Burns covering, and that'll do it. So Chase Burns works around a leadoff single and a stolen base by Cunningham. 1 in the books, scoreless in Greenville. A season ago, Wake Forest made it all the way to Omaha for the first time since 1955, when Wake Forest won the College World Series. The Demon Deacons opened this season as preseason number 1. Had some injuries, inconsistency. A couple of players they thought would build off of last year didn't quite do so. But they're still as dangerous a 2 seed as you'll find in the regionals. However, facing elimination today. Trey Yesavage starts with a splitter to Reinish, low, a 1-0. Yesavage retired the side in order in the first with a couple of punch-outs.
No, Anish, I think they are the most dangerous number 2 seed. I mean, you don't get ranked preseason number 1 because you are void of talent. And it's talent everywhere. It's talent in the lineup. It's talent in the staff. The bullpen's very good. And so when you're talking about a team that if you were surprised at Omaha that wasn't a number 1 seed, this would be the one that you would go, yes, it's going to be Wake Forest.
Yesavage ahead 1-2. They held out Yesavage in the American Conference tournament. He had that partially collapsed lung last week. And again, the team did not feel it was as big of a deal as it seems. He looks fine. 3 strikeouts in a row. Reinisch down swinging. This game, Lance, features 4 of the top 10 prospects, according to Kylie McDaniel, for the upcoming draft.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. Like, this is what you want to see, and especially when it comes to postseason baseball, but also if you just love pitching, sit back, relax. We are watching a display right now of just absolute pure filth.
And here is one of those projected first-rounders, Seaver King. They rave about his elite bat speed. And he takes in there for a strike, 1-1. King transferred from Division II Wingate, and he has stepped right into the ACC, hit .316 entering the regional. 94.
I love the story, though, Anish. You know, Division II just shows you, like, hey, if you want to keep playing baseball and your goal is just to continue your career, you can find a place to play. Don't worry about the level. Go play the game. Get experience. Get at bat. Somebody's going to find you. If it's meant to be to go somewhere else, you have a shot.
He went the D2 route because out of high school he was a bit undersized. And then this past summer had a terrific summer with Collegiate Team USA, and then went on to hit .424 in the Cape Cod League.
Not bad.
Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts for Yesavage.
Yeah, I was pretty sure this is how it's going to go. 2 punch-outs per inning almost, and that's what they've been averaging pretty close to the whole year. And again, just off-speed stuff. It's placement. It's perfect. It's right behind the plate. These guys are not wasting pitches. They're just getting guys in, getting guys out.
Adam Tellier now the hitter, the second baseman. Swings over the top of the splitter. Tellier, one of 6 players in the ACC this season with at least 10 home runs and 10 stolen bases. Began his career at Ball State.
Boy, just it's kind of laughable. It's one of those things where it's fastball, it's 94 to 96, and the splitter's 88, 89. So the speed's not that much difference, but just the break on it is terrible.
Tellier puts this one into foul territory. Dixon Williams squeezes it for the final out. You're surprised when they make contact in a game like this. 6 up, 6 down for Yesavage. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. ECU has been a fixture in the postseason. 34 NCAA tournament appearances, 6 in a row. They're trying to reach the Super Regionals for the 4th time in 5 years. They've done everything as a program except get to Omaha. And this was a team, Lance, for the first few months of the season, they looked like a bona fide top 8 seed. What hurt them down the stretch, injuries to their pitching staff. They do feel they're about as healthy as they've been now in a while. Yes, one of their weekend starters is out for the season. Yesavage is back. Root pitched pretty well yesterday, 5 innings, 2 runs, and you get your closer back as well.
Yeah, and I think what Coach Godwin talked about, he's like, we just kept winning. They were 6-2 in their last 8 games, and they went from hosting to not hosting, and in that or top 8 hosting basically to almost not even hosting at all. He's like, we just won. It stinks that we had to play the teams we did, because then the RPI continued to fall. So, but it's a program, 5 out of 6 regionals last year that they've hosted. This atmosphere is unbelievable, and right now I think this is, they want to see that early run, and if East Carolina gives them that run, the fans are going to go crazy. Just keep them energized all game.
Dixon Williams facing a 2-1 count. And Burns gets even at 2-2. Williams went viral in the conference tournament with a walk-off steal of home plate. Down on strikes. Gill over to first for the putout. Third strikeout for Burns. 1 away.
Rinse, repeat, slider, down, perfect spot, swing and miss. I mean, this is, again, a clinic you're watching from both of these guys. It's just going to matter now is who leaves the one ball over the middle and it gets swung at and gets hit. That's basically what we're looking at right here.
Up and in to Jacob Starling, the second baseman, 0 for 4 yesterday. Burns at times has been susceptible to the long ball. He's given up 13 home runs. And part of that, Lance, is he supplies a lot of the exit velo.
You're right.
We were treated to a gem in Omaha last year when Lauder and Skeens went head-to-head. It lived up to the billing. That one hits Starling, so a 1-out base runner.
Well, fastball runs in on him, and this is where also too, like who leaves the ball in the middle, but who also causes a little traffic and not allowing the team to earn it. Because I don't think these teams are going to put together, 2, 3, 4 hits in an inning. It's going to come down to walks, errors, and balls like that just kind of sail on the pitcher and put a hit batter on.
Throw over, and diving back is Starling. And that leads you to believe that when you do get a base runner on, both teams will be aggressive.
I see Kurtz going to the ear like, do you want to waste a replay on a pickoff move in the bottom of the second? Looks like they might be doing it. I mean, the feet from Chase Burns is quick. Athleticism, getting that ball over there. Boy, that's quick.
Did he get that oven mitt in there before the tag? One of the subplots that we'll be following today, Chase Burns, who was fiery and theatrical on the mound against this raucous ECU crowd.
Yeah, it's almost like that's the crowd he wants to pitch in front. He wants that crowd to get, hyped up, amped, because he'll do the same thing and he'll feed off of that.
Lance, have you seen anything to change the call?
Slope? No, I don't know, because we're watching this in super slow motion, and I can't, that just shows you how good these umpires truly are. I mean, they're seeing its live speed, and if we can break it down and still see it from different angles and still not have a clue if it's safe or out because it's by, a millimeter, you're going, man, the umpires truly are good, even though they get a bad rap sometimes.
Call on the field. Stands is called. Starling at first. He has stolen 6 out of 7. And lefty swinging catcher Justin Wilcoxon digs in. First team all conference this year. Originally came to ECU as a walk-on, fastball high, 96.
Nish, I don't know if that would have been one I would have challenged just so early in the game, because now you're only stuck with one of them. And, later in the game, obviously, I think the umpires, they can take that challenge upon themselves. But still, when you're down only one, and if there's no outs, maybe, but with one out, you're going, hey, I'm trusting my guy to go out there and get these next two.
Burns, the Tennessee transfer. Runner goes. Throw to second, not in time. Second stolen base of the game for ECU. 7th of the year for Starling. Three balls and no strikes.
It's crazy how such the small little things in the game can all of a sudden turn some momentum, right? Almost getting picked off to the call standing. Chase Burns a little frustrated. Maybe he thought he was picked off, and now it's 3-0 after a stolen base.
Off the plate away. So a rally cooking for ECU. First and second, one out. The number 8 hitter, Luke Nowak, is the batter. And now a little conference at the mound as this crowd revs it up a little higher.
And the Pirates are taking a different approach. They're going up there. They're being a little bit more patient. They're letting Chase Burns work. We're at 27 pitches with one out in the second inning. The Demon Deacons are going up there just hacking away at Trey Yasevich and allowing the pitch count to stay down. And so two different approaches. You're going to see who comes out ahead.
Well, the reality is, with the talent Burns and Yasevich possess, the team that wins this game could very likely be the team that gets into the other team's bullpen first.
I agree.
What do you think this is about, Lance? Is part of it, hey, stop worrying so much about the base runners, worry more about the batter?
I don't know if it's not worrying about the base runner. I think it's just calming down, right? You can see the coach, he's patting that chest, just showing, hey, just calm down a little bit. Because sometimes a guy like Chase Burns, he pitches with so much emotion. You can get amped up, and then once you get amped up, the energy and then the mechanics start to fall behind. You leave the arm behind, what you call rushing, and so not breaking your hand over the rubber. And so the coach just kind of comes out there, calms him down.
Fastball strike at the letters to Nowak, 0-1.
I think trying to not worry about the runners, because they've already shown they're going to be aggressive. So you can't just not pay attention to him, because he's a high leg kick guy, and they're not afraid to go ahead and take an extra base.
This one lifted down the right field line. Long run, Winnie. And it's a foul ball, a long strike, 0-2.
Boy, that would have been a game changer if that ball stays fair.
.100 miles per hour. Nowak gets a piece. Awfully close.
Oh, you'd have known if it was fair, because you'd have seen that part of the jungle absolutely go ballistic.
Grounded at first. Kurtz throws to second. They get the runner at second. Men on the corners now. 2 outs. And now ECU turns to its number 9 hitter, the shortstop Joey Barini.
I like that play by Nick Kurtz. Just shows you how smooth. I mean, that's a big boy. And he's known for the bat, but the smooth athleticism at first base, the lefty, beautiful throw, and smart play getting that base runner out in scoring position, because that way if you do give up one, you don't leave two guys in scoring position where a hit can score two.
Barini takes a breaking ball upstairs. One and one. Barini hitting .227, 4 home runs, 36 RBI. Did hit .318 a season ago. Swings over the top, 1 and 2.
Boy, that was filthy. You're talking fastball up above the belt. He fouls off. You go, it's the same thing. It looks like the same exact pitch coming out of the hand, and then it just falls off the table and gets to the ground.
Swing and a miss. Burns gets his 4th strikeout, and he extinguishes the fire in the 2nd. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more info, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. This Greenville region and the Tucson region saw the top 2 seeds and the regional hosts lose yesterday. So ECU Wake, an elimination game. Evansville and VCU will play for a trip to the regional final tomorrow. 1 pitch, 1 out, 23 pitches, economical for Trey Savage.
Yeah, these guys have been just dominant. 4 punch outs each through 2. That's exactly what we expected. Again, I tell you, the approach has been different. Wake Forest swinging early and often, and that's what you do. Anytime you give a guy a first pitch out when he already has 22 pitches in the 3rd inning, he's cruising and your guy's having to work hard. That sometimes is not winning baseball. You want your guy, especially after such a long inning for Burns, being out there. It's early, the sun's out. I'm not saying it's miserably temperature, but still, he had to work that inning, and you had a guy go up there swing first pitch, puts this guy, your next at bat having to take a couple pitches, and then puts him in a hole already.
Javar Williams got into the game as a pinch hitter yesterday, struck out in his only at bat. And that was a close pitch, 3-0. In Wake's loss to VCU yesterday, they struck out 13 times, only had 3 hits and 2 walks. And Williams taking all the way, 3-1. Williams, a freshman. Lifts this down the left field line. 2 outs. Cameron Gill, the number 9 hitter for Wake. And the Deacs catcher steps in. A transfer from Wofford. And he takes low. Gill just 2 for his last 19. Second straight hitter, he's fallen behind 3-0.
That shows you with a little patience sometimes. I mean, swinging at that first pitch made Javar Williams have to take the next couple pitches and making Yesevich work.
Gill 0 for 2 with a walk yesterday. And takes outside. Ball 4. First base runner for Wake Forest. Borderline pitch. And it turns the lineup over for Merrick Houston.
I think he's got a little beef right there. I mean, that just basically centers up the catcher unless he's sitting on the black to off, which you wouldn't think he would be on 3-1. So, but heck, you know, when Wilcoxon and Yesevich don't make a stink about it, I guess they really thought he was off.
Breaking ball off the plate, 1-0. 6,000 umpires disagree. Lance, can that get to you as a pitcher? You miss a couple of borderline calls and you're thinking, what do I have to do to get a strike here?
Yeah, I mean, it just makes you think, like, I missed toward the middle, but that's something where one swing of the bat, we talked about it early on, who's going to miss in the middle, who's going to get that big hit. Obviously, that's the pitch you want. You know, when it's going right, you think, hey, I'm going to miss, you know, you're going maybe black to off. But when it's not going right, you got to go outer third, inner third, and kind of cut the plate in half.
Nice play by Wilcoxon. Gill heading to second. And able to get back on the bag. He'll advance. They'll score that, most likely a wild pitch. And a runner in scoring position now for Houston.
That's a great dirt ball read, and that's what you have to do. And you got a guy that's going to go to the splitter a lot, is anticipate that the ball's going to be down, and once you see it, and just take off.
Count runs full. Wake's offense looking to wake up. Houston fights it off. Houston came into the regional with the top batting average amongst the Wake regulars. Entered Greenville having hit .368 in his last 15 games. Punched foul. Savage has struck out 4. Houston checks, appeal to first. He did not go. Second walk issued, back-to-back walks. And this is a big spot for Wake Forest with Kurtz coming up.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be who can lay off those pitches, and that's a perfect take. You're thinking yes, 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 sees the ball down, anticipates it down, back-to-back walk. You don't see Yesevich walk many guys. Both these guys don't walk guys. I mean, 5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio coming in. Chase Burns 7-to-1, so I know it's a lot of strikeouts, but only 20-something walks in 80-something plus innings.
And one area where Yesevich really improved this year, he has cut down on giving up the long ball. Gave up 11 home runs last year in less than 71 innings. Only 4 home runs this year in 86 innings entering play. And now facing one of the top home run threats in the ACC, Nick Kurtz. Team high 22 dingers. He's got light tower power. 2 on, 2 outs. Big hack, nothing there. Hit hard and through for a base hit. Gill around third. They'll wave him home. He scores. Houston to third. It's an RBI single for Kurtz. And the Demon Deacons have their first run of the game and their first run of this Greenville Regional.
Well, outstanding at bat. Kurtz, look at the hands come in. Yusevich tries to sneak the cheese in. He had been going fastball away, the splitter, everything, but he goes fastball in right there. Kurtz is right on it and makes him pay with an RBI.
This inning started with a 2-out walk. 2 outs, nobody on. Gill worked a walk. Houston walked. An RBI single by Kurtz. And now Winne lays off the splitter, 1-0. Now Yusevich was cruising until the at-bat by Gill and Houston, which ran up the pitch count a little bit. This one dribbled right back to the mound. Yusevich tosses to first, and that'll do it. But Kurtz comes through with the big RBI single, and the Deeks strike first. Best way to follow all the regional action, it's squeeze play. Simplest way to access squeeze play, just scan the QR code. Lance, I know you've got squeeze play that you're monitoring. You can kind of have a bird's eye view and then drop in to whatever regional that has the most compelling action at the moment.
Yeah, you got to have your head on a swivel. How about the best seat in the house over there? They ain't worry about squeeze play. They got one track mind over here in Greenville. They see their boys out there. Now they know they got to pick it up, down 1-0. But yeah, you got to have your eyes, the peripheral vision working. They got a big screen with right now Vandy High Point going on.
Second time through now for this ECU lineup against Burns. Cunningham, Johnson, and McChrystal. Cunningham singled and stole a bag in the first. He chops this one foul. He has 3 of the 6 hits for ECU in this regional. Player of the Year in the American Conference. Strikeout number 5 for Burns.
One thing I've been shocked, we haven't seen a lot of emotion from Chase Burns. He's kind of had that stoic personality. But I think now with the 1-0 lead, now he's going to start to feel it a little bit. You saw a little emotion come out after that punch out to Cunningham.
That's where the fireworks are, because you start to show emotion as the visiting pitcher. Start to wake up some of these jungle animals out there.
But that's always been my thing. I don't like when guys go out there and do that, because then, like you say, you excite the other team, the other fan base. But like when you have your tool belt like Chase Burns, it doesn't matter, right? You excite whoever you want. I mean, we saw him that last inning after the first third. He goes out there, walks off like you guys were worried. I mean, I had this the whole time.
Johnson lifts this one into left field. Williams is there, quickly 2 outs.
Now batting for ECU, designated hitter number 9.
McChrystal comes to the plate. Missing low. Burns, over his last 4 starts, 57 strikeouts in 26 innings pitched. That comes to almost 20 strikeouts per 9 innings, 19.7 to be exact. And on the season, he has a 17.4 strikeout to 9 inning ratio, which is second in Division I behind Hagen Smith of Arkansas. And he and Smith both on pace to shatter the Division I single season record. This one chopped weakly up the middle. Houston behind the bag at short. And a 1-2-3 third inning for Chase Burns. 3 in the books. Wake with a 1-0 lead. Pitchers duel as advertised so far. Both teams with just 1 hit. Wake with a 1-0 lead. We go to the 4th. Reinisch will lead it off for the Demon Deacons. The cleanup hitter, Trey Savage, out there for ECU. Junior who grew up on a 100-acre farm outside of the Philadelphia area. And he's got that farm boy fastball. That time a breaking ball for strike 1. As a kid, he hunted deer, rode ATVs, fished, played lineman in football, offensive tackle and defensive end. And it's an amazing story how now he really came to baseball. He was at a baseball camp at the age of 14 when he hit 88 miles per hour on the radar gun at age 14. That's about 20 miles per hour faster than kids his age generally throw. So dad calls mom and says, hey, I think we have something here. And mom went to Google and saying, yeah, 88 for a 14-year-old is pretty fast. Let's pivot to baseball. They found out he had a gift, and he gave up football and started focusing on baseball.
I think it's a smart choice, especially because the body type didn't turn into the offensive tackle.
Different regimen, I imagine. (3-2) to Reinisch. Wow, ball 4. Boy, Savage is getting the Stan Belinda treatment today.
Yeah, this is a heck of a take right here. Just thinking that how do you take that? Has to be a little off, wasn't low. Savage thought he nailed it.
Third walk issued by Savage. He has struck out 4. Now Seaver King. Fastball at the knees for strike 1.
Onish, how about that run last inning? Was the first run Wake Forest has scored in postseason baseball. 29 innings. Now, granted,
shutout. Yeah, shutout yesterday.
They had the game you mentioned, the Louder and the Skeens shutout. So yeah, that's a tough game. But yeah, got shut out yesterday by VCU's lefty.
(1-1) hammered foul. Yeah, so that's not really an appetizing endeavor. You have the Skeens shutout, the shutout last night. Now go up against Trey Savage, who's probably a top 15 pick.
Yeah, just mentality of an offense. It's next at bat, right? You got to forget about the ones, because I think that's where hitters are so scared to look foolish and hit with 2 strikes, even though they swung at a bad pitch. Like, don't be afraid to hit with 2 strikes. Got to learn how to turn the page and get over that last at bat.
1 out as Jacob Jenkins Cowart makes the catch in right. Tellier now the hitter. Popped out to third in foul territory his first time. It's been a pitcher's regional so far. Between the 2 games yesterday And the first 3+ innings of this one, only 7 total runs have been scored.
The big thing, Anish, I've noticed is what we talked about early on was how aggressive the Demon Deacons were early, swinging. I mean, every first pitch, now starting to take pitches, not just the first one, almost like take till they get a strike.
Early on, hey, we can't let this guy get ahead of us, jump on pitches early. Now it seems, can you drive up the pitch count a little bit, maybe get you Savage out of the game quicker?
Absolutely, and again, you allow yourself to see the pitches, especially when he's going with first pitch with that splitter like he had been. It wasn't a strike, it was always down in the dirt, and guys were just swinging through it.
Grounded weakly to third, Williams to second for the force. That's all they'll get. Tellier runs too well. So 2 outs and a runner on first for Morales.
Yeah, it's a heck of a play right here by Williams, just coming in, knowing you want to keep that runner from getting into scoring position. Might want to see a little slide right there, but keeps him out of scoring position.
Well, now with 2 outs and Tellier, who's got 17 steals at first, this is an ideal spot to send the runner. Off the plate away. Check on Tellier. He has swiped 17 of 18.
I like your thought process, Anish, especially with the lead, keeping the pressure on East Carolina is something I would want to do if I was Wake Forest's offense.
Morales watches a breaking ball for a strike. Yesterday, when Wake only had 3 hits against VCU, Morales had 2, a double and an infield single. Two strikes. Shift is on. Tellier leads off first. He stays put. And that one misses off the plate.
There's those 6,000 umpires again, starting to let you know, starting to let you hear it back there. Most of the time, you're going to see guys, you're going to get that pitch. You got, aces on the mound. They dot up the catcher. 1-2, doesn't even have to move.
Throw over. Usually you have 2 ace pitchers on the mound. Those borderline pitches, they get 2-2. Another check. So ECU thinking right along with us. Is Tellier going to take off and try to get into scoring position with 2 outs? He has not gone yet. Well, Coxon has a strong arm behind the plate. Runner stays. Morales fouls it off.
Yeah, Taylor 2 different innings, right? Through 2 innings, he was at 22 pitches. The next 2, it's 42 more. So taking some pitches has been a great thing for Wake Forest.
Into right field, shallow right. And it's the second baseman, Starling, who makes the catch. Savage induces soft contact. Still 1-0 Wake after 3.5. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Lance Cormier and Ish Shroff with you. Game 3 of this Greenville Regional, and the story coming into this game was the pitching matchup. As good of a pitching matchup as we'll see in this tournament, most likely. Chase Burns and Trey Savage. So far, it's lived up to the billing. 1-0 Wake Forest on an RBI single by Kurtz.
All right, talked about how you're going to get a run across, and most likely it was going to come with you giving up as a pitcher, right? Whether it's going to be walks, hit batters, possibly defense making errors, because these two guys, it's hard to string together multiple hits, and we saw back-to-back 2-out walks. You know, the dagger of those 2-out walks.
This one is blooped into left field, and a base hit to start things off for Jacob Jenkins Cowart. Leadoff man is aboard, and Cowart has stolen 6 out of 9.
Well, it's getting to the point where how unhittable Chase Burns has been. You know, you see guys ask for the ball. Can I keep that as a souvenir?
This might be a bunting situation for Dixon Williams. 4 sacrifice hits. Swinging away, base hit center field. Morales charges, stopping at second. Jenkins Cowart, first and second, and nobody out for ECU in the 4th.
Well, no, I don't know if that was a good time for a bunt. It's a good time for a line drive to center field. But you know what? Now that you got first and second, nobody out. I think now is the time for the bunt. Trying to get 2 guys into scoring position, and you start to see the base runners, the first base coach Palumbo. They check those wristbands coming from Coach Godwin. I'd be shocked to not see Starling square around for this one.
First and third baseman playing for the bunt. Starling has 2 sacrifices this season. Squares way outside. Nice job by Gill to prevent that ball going to the backstop. Corners in, 2 on, nobody out. Popped up, foul. What's the challenge of trying to bunt against Chase Burns?
Well, the whole thing's a challenge. It's because the fastball he just threw 97. That's one of the slowest fastballs he's thrown. Then he goes 86 mile an hour, just big breaking ball. And so you just get, you're flinchy up there trying to get to the ball. You got to let the ball just come to you, which is a lot easier said than done.
98, no bunt, and it's 1-2. Now the chess match here, you've got Burns, who leads the nation in strikeouts. ECU has the 2nd lowest strikeout rate offensively amongst the teams in the field of 64, but it is a different type of pitcher on the mound, and he gets Starling swinging for his 6th strikeout and a big out, number 1.
Yeah, you get defensive on a breaking ball like that is because you took the 98 mile an hour fastball right down the middle, and so that just shows you're guessing, thinking you were going to get another breaking ball, and then he gives it to you after he gets himself in that advantage count.
Now it's up to Will Coxon, the ECU catcher. Fastball strike on the corner at 98.
When you start to see hitters take those types of pitches, which those are hittable fastballs. Again, 98, I know it is, but you know, you're taught you got to be on the fastball and adjust from there. And when they're taking those pitches like that, it tells me as a pitcher they're sitting off speed.
Now that last strike, that first strike to Will Coxon, we've seen that pitch called a ball for both pitchers in this game. It's been an inconsistent strike zone. The 0-2, now a turn and a check at second. Jenkins Cowart dives back. .190 strikeouts on the season now for Burns.
You know, Anish, this is where 0-2 You know, the failed bunt didn't get the guys over. Now you're anticipating the dirt ball because you know he's probably going to the breaking ball down again. That's where he's going, especially with 2 strikes to get the punch out. Can you get that dirt ball read? You know, maybe the ball doesn't go far enough away from Gill, but you get a good enough read to take that base.
Struck him out swinging, his 7th strikeout, and ECU still without a hit in this regional with runners in scoring position.
Chase Burns says, don't worry, I don't have to bounce him. I can throw the balls in the zone and still get my punch out when I need it.
Must be nice to have that luxury anytime you're in a jam.
Gosh.
And it's both these pitchers.
Right, but Burns has thrown a couple different breaking balls. You know, we've seen a big 12-6, but we've also seen the slider go straight down. That one right there had more of the cutter, or I guess you would think the conventional slider going into the lefty a little bit. So showing you just so many different viewpoints of the same pitch.
And then, oh, by the way, you've got to protect against 98. 0-1 to Nowak. Not the smoothest pick off to second, but you can't balk towards second base.
Yeah, and the rules now, you have to throw the ball, so that's why you're seeing, I mean, most of the time, a couple of years ago, you just lifted your legs, spun around, and been like, all right, no throw, don't worry about it.
Check swing, did he go? No. One and two. There's 98 at the knees.
Sooner or later, as an offense, you're going to have to start swinging at that fastball in the zone.
Lays off. ECU had first and second, nobody out to start this inning. Starling struck out, Wilcoxon struck out, and now a 2-2 count to Nowak. Stays alive. Three and two, and this releases the runners. Runners go. Grounded to second. Tellier to first, and Burns gets out of the jam. The Greenville Regional has been the upside down. The lower seeds, VCU and Evansville, both won yesterday behind superb pitching. They'll play with a trip to the regional final on the line at 6 p.m. Eastern. And the winner of the Greenville Regional will take on the winner of the Knoxville Regional, where Tennessee is the #1 national seed. And again, the best laid plans sometimes of mice and men. When the brackets were announced, a lot of people jumped ahead and they said, hey, you savage Burns in the 1-0 game. No, that's now an elimination game. A lot of folks jumped ahead. The possibility of Burns, the former Volunteer, facing Tennessee in the Super Regional. But if Wake Forest doesn't win today, they don't even make it to Sunday of the Regional. A 1-1 count to Javar Williams, and he swings over the top. He's the #8 hitter in this Wake Forest lineup.
You know, Anish, look at this right here. This is what both these teams are staring at. 7% chance to win the regional. And that's how big opening day on Friday is, just to get into that 1-0 game. You can lose the 1-0 game. It's just about winning that first game. And so you're looking at both of these teams most likely aren't going to go. Now, to pass a little bit easier because this is the elimination game and you're knocking out the next highest seed. So got to be fun. This is just Savage back to where he wants to be, attacking the strike zone, getting ahead early and putting him away with that heater.
That was his 70th pitch, his 5th strikeout. Outside of Lloyd Christmas, there's not a ton of people who love a 7% chance.
I like it. How many people are having to go and Google Lloyd Christmas? Depends on the age of our viewership.
Lloyd Christmas and Mary Swanson, right?
Sampson way off.
Aspen, California. 0-2 from you, Savage. Gill fights it off. Gill walked and scored in the only run of the game back in the 3rd. A 2-out rally for Wake. After a couple of flyouts, Gill walked, Houston walked, and then Kurtz had the big 2-out single. Swing and a miss. 6 punch-outs for you, Savage.
Well, you're seeing him in the strike zone more, and then once you get into the strike zone more, you get the hitter start having to get into the swing mode. Then the stuff is much better now. He had a little gap in those 2 innings, the 3rd and 4th inning, where the stuff wasn't quite as good. He wasn't in the strike zone as much. Now you're seeing a different man.
And you Savage now 1 strikeout away from setting the single season school record. He just tied it with his 145th of the season. Houston 0 for 1. Breaking ball in there, count even. Houston went to work in the offseason. Hit .215 as a freshman last year. Came into the regionals hitting better than .330. Grounds out to second. And a clean 1-2-3, 5th inning for Treya Savage. We're halfway through.
Boy, pitcher and coach's dream. Just go out there, put Chase Burns' name on the lineup card and watch. Sit back and watch. 7 punch outs. He scattered 3 hits, but it was back-to-back hits, and then he said, I'll take care of the rest. I mean, this is fun watching. You're talking elite stuff, and he has not disappointed.
Chase Burns this season during the spring took a dance class, and that class met on Fridays. So for home games, you forget sometimes these kids are student athletes. He would dance and then pitch. And he misses high to Joey Barini. No swing, the number 9 hole hitter.
But if you've watched Instagram and Twitter or X, you've seen some of his emotions on the mound. Maybe he's learning some of that in his dance class as he comes off the field.
Although today he's been more restrained than usual given the magnitude of this game and certainly the pitching matchup. Off the plate, 3-1.
You know, Anish, I think that's probably Wake Forest and the staff saying, hey, like, let's try to wrangle the emotion. Now, that's hard to do on a guy that pitches with such emotion, but knowing how much the East Carolina offense just feeds off of their fan base and how good of a fan base it is, because, I mean, they get involved in every single pitch. It really doesn't matter. They know how important it is, this game, because now season's over.
That one missed away, and Nicholas Mull has been inconsistent with that call all afternoon. Both pitchers have been on that end of it. And that's big. Leadoff walk to the number 9 hitter. It turns the lineup over for a third time.
Well, it's back-to-back innings, right? You had 2 leadoff hits last inning. He goes strikeout, ground ball. What can you do? Getting the leadoff hitter is so important, but can you get him into scoring position? Well, I love how fast Cameron Gill just bounces off that ball, blocking it up, not allowing the runner to move into scoring position.
Cunningham this year led the American Conference in batting average, on base percentage, and OPS. Lifts this one to left center. Williams is back in front of the track, makes the catch. Barini retreats to first. Sunday night baseball series finale. Cardinals and Phillies come your way at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN. The Phillies, one of 2 teams in baseball with 40 wins. Both Philadelphia and the Yankees got there last night.
The question is, does one of these teams have a top 2 or 3 pick to go ahead and take Chase Burns? I mean, how cool is it to think that you're watching games like this, and this time next year, these guys could be pitching in the big leagues, a la Paul Skeens. I mean, there's no more games. There's no more spending that much time in the minor leagues anymore. When you're that good, what you're seeing stuff like this, his stuff will play college baseball. It also plays in the big leagues, no matter where you're at. 100 plays, 89 mile an hour, nasty sliders. They always play.
Riley Johnson's the hitter. It's one of these games you can maybe put in a time vault 10, 15 years from now if Burns and Savage have productive pro careers. That one goes off the glove of Gill, and moving to second and into scoring position is Barini.
Benicio, now it's still going to come down. Right now, East Carolina's 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. You got to get the big hit when it matters most. Nick Kurtz, the go-to guy in the Wake Forest lineup, he got his. You know, is it going to be something right here? You know, who gets it for East Carolina? Who gets that big hit?
Johnson 0 for 2, 1 for 6 in the regional. And a bender 2-0 for a strike.
What makes hitting hard is when pitchers like this throw 2-0 hooks.
Grounded to first. Kurtz with a nice play. And he beats Johnson to the bag. 2 outs. Moving to third is Barini. And McChrystal is the hitter.
Boy, heck of a play. Just keeping that ball in front and just trusting yourself. Scary situation right there for Johnson. He's a guy that shoulders pop out all the time, and so you know Coach Godwin sees him go sliding head first, thinking what could happen every time he hits the ground.
He's playing through 2 torn labrums. Doesn't practice much, doesn't even catch fly balls in practice. Big hack by McChrystal. A .333 hitter. He entered the season as the number 2 prospect in the American in this year's draft.
We've seen the makings of just next level pitching, right? Hey, I was mostly fastball slider early. Now we're starting to see a couple more of the 12-6 breaking balls, just giving the hitters a different view. But oh, by the way, I still have the nasty slider that you struck out with earlier.
99, McChrystal fights it off. Driven out to left field. Williams giving chase. It drops in. Fair ball. Barini scores. McChrystal to second with an RBI double, and we are tied.
it's not about how hard you hit it. Sometimes you just got to put the ball in play against a true ace, and right here, perfectly placed down the line. Huge 2-out knock, and we got another ball game tied up 1-1 in the fifth. Both aces on the mound, and they're dealing, but heck, where else would you rather be right here? A little postseason ball.
And now you have the RBI leader in the American Conference with a runner in scoring position. Breaking ball outside to Jacob Jenkins Cowart. Brand new game here in the bottom of the fifth. It started with a leadoff walk to the number 9 hitter. Third time through the order. So now these pitchers these hitters have had a chance, to get a taste of the full arsenal from Burns. Ball 4. The pendulum is swung. First and second to 2 outs for Dixon Williams, who's 1 for 2 with a single.
Sometimes it just takes one guy in the lineup to just get that hit, to bust through, and then the lineup starts to believe. Pitcher then falls behind. The crowds get into it. This is the atmosphere we expected to see if we got this game, and boy, the Pirates faithful have not disappointed.
Two pitches for Burns, 21 in his 5th inning. And Dixon Williams, a sophomore who grew up just down the road from ECU, went to D.H. Conley High School, Greenville native. And he takes off the plate at the letters, 1-0. Crystal at second, Jenkins Cowart at first. There's a strike.
Boy, how could you not grow up around Greenville and play baseball and not just dream of wearing that purple and gold, come and play in the jungle? This atmosphere seemed to be always in the postseason mix.
One of the great atmospheres in college baseball. Energized. A chance to take the lead for ECU. Driven out to right field. This one is back. Gone! A 3-run shot by Dixon Williams. And it's 4-1 Pirates. 1-1 the count to Starling. Wow. A walk, a 2-out double by McChrystal, a walk to Jenkins-Coward, and Dixon Williams. A 3-run shot to right, 426 feet. It's now 4-1 ECU.
Boy, the crowd has been involved. They've asked for it. Dixon Williams gives it to him. The slider, there's a difference in the slider this inning. We talked about he was going breaking ball, and it was like, all right, hey, he's taking his pitches to the next level, showing the Pirate hitters a different look, and then he's trying to go back to the slider because it's not as comfortable, and the slider is just not there.
Starling drives one in a deep left center. Williams lays out and makes the catch.
What a catch to end the inning, but boy, we had a 4 spot for the Pirates. East Carolina, Dixon Williams, slider in the zone, and he makes him pay. What an atmosphere. What a hit right there. 4-1 Pirates.
We go to the top of the 6th, 4-1 ECU. Pirates head coach Cliff Godwin joins us. Describe that at bat from Dixon Williams we just saw.
Really tough. I mean, even the at-bats before, I mean, just grinding. I mean, this guy's the best pitcher that I've ever had to scout, and he's obviously very tough on a lot of people, and, you know, we needed to get a big swing, and Dixon gave it to us.
Well, Coach, going on another guy that's tough to scout, Trey Yesevich, your guy. I mean, coming off a collapsed lung, missing a start. What have you seen from him today?
Well, first off, I'd like to tell you guys he's one of the toughest human beings I've ever coached. And I asked AK how many pitches he was at and how did he feel, and he says he told me he felt fine because that's all he would ever tell me anyway. So that's our horse right there.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
He's going to have a tough time taking him out of the game. I can promise you that. There's no just, hey, how do you feel? Because the answer is always going to be, it's my game.
He's got to navigate the heart of this Wake Forest order, 2, 3, and 4. Kurtz, the best power hitter for the Demon Deacons. And he's ahead 2-0. Kurtz drove in the lone Wake Forest run, an RBI single in the 3rd. And he's Schroff, Lance Cormier. Lance, as a pitcher, you know how good the other guy is. You finally get a cushion. What does that do to a pitcher's psyche now? Having a 3-run lead in a game where the margin for error is very thin.
Well, it shouldn't change, right? Because it's the same thing. You're facing the lineup. You're not facing Chase Burns if you're pitching. You're facing the lineup at Wake Forest. But this is the most important inning for Trey Yesevich, to go out there and put down that shutdown inning and basically keep the momentum on your side. You don't want to go out there and allow Wake Forest, whether it's 1-2, whatever the runs it is, anything that they do positive will start to pull that momentum back to their dugout.
Off the plate. Now, Mull just doesn't want to give that call on the outside corner to either pitcher. And it's 3-2 to Kurtz, who has walked a school record 77 times this season. Outside ball 4. NHL Eastern Conference Finals. Panthers were down 2-1 in the series to the Rangers. They have a 3-2 lead. Florida can get back to the Stanley Cup Finals with a win tonight, 8 Eastern on ABC and ESPN+. Winay, the hitter, slices it foul. So a 4-run 5th inning for ECU to take the lead. And then Yesevich walks the leadoff batter here in the 6th, Kurtz. Grounded weakly up along 3rd and foul. 85 pitches for Savage, who last time out 2 weeks ago against Rice threw a season high 119. Popped up. Williams, the man of the moment, makes the catch. 1 out.
Yeah, the man of the moment, man. That heart rate, no clue. Never experienced anything like that. I've got to assume that his heart is still racing from that swing. He's running on air.
Outside to Reinisch, who has struck out and walked in 2 plate appearances. Inside, 2-0. Wake only has 1 hit against Savage. 3-0.
Yeah, that's been the biggest thing for Savage is he's self-inflicted wounds on just 4 walks already, and 3-0 right here.
Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. You're down 3 runs, which leads you to believe Winne will stay put at first base. Kurtz, excuse me, at first. That one fouled off, 3-2. Runner was not going.
It's just hard to put runners in motion because the guys are such strikeout pitchers, because you almost expect a swing and miss. I mean, when you're talking whiff rate, overall whiff rate on pitches that Savage throws, it's 43%. So you're expecting a swing and miss.
Rounded to second, could be 2, 4, 6, 3. A double play to get out of the 6th. They will review it.
Boy, he gets the ground ball in on the hands right there. What a term, I tell you. Just quickness. Look at that. Boom. Quick transition. Knows he has to rush throw. Oof. Another bang play, Anish.
And again, the call on the field was out.
I just know Barini, when he got that ball, just how quick he got rid of it, because he saw the runner and he's like, uh-oh, it's time to throw it.
Lance, I'm not sure I see enough to overturn that call.
I see enough in these replays to know that I don't ever want to umpire.
Trey Savage, the American Conference Pitcher of the Year, a unanimous selection. Semi-finalist for the Golden Spikes Award. It
Yeah,
has
I think
to
it's gonna
be
be tough.
indisputable to overturn the call. You need indisputable video evidence to overturn the call, and it does not appear that you have that. If there's a shred of doubt, the call on the field stands.
This is exactly what Yusevich needed, though. That ground ball double play to kind of save the pitch count. It's starting to creep up there.
The call on the field is upheld. Yusevich encourages the crowd. We go to the bottom of the sixth, 4-1 ECU. Bottom six, Greenville Regional Game 3. We're joined by Wake Forest head coach Tom Walter. Coach, how would you assess the offensive approach against a great pitcher like Trey Yusevich?
Yeah, first time through the order, not so good. But after that, I feel like our at-bats have been getting better and better. Been staying off the off-speed pitches a little better. But, you know, he's tough, and he's making pitches, and we just got to keep grinding.
Well, Coach, Chase Burns, the first part of the 4 innings was unbelievable. Everything that you wanted. What did you see different in that 5th inning that allowed him to be more hittable?
Well, yeah, I mean, again, he had it where he wanted it. 3-2 pitch was a close pitch for the walk to get the inning started. Then he got to 2 outs and 2 strikes, and you know, just kind of hung a curveball there, and he kind of dumped it down the left field line, and then walked another guy, and then obviously, you know, just made the bad 2-1 slider pitch. But you know, really, you know, just one bad pitch that inning, but the 2 walks hurt us.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
ECU has 7, 8, and 9 due up here in the bottom of the 6th. The winner of this game will face the loser of VCU Evansville tomorrow, and the loser of this game goes home. Wilcoxon takes high. Burns above that 90 pitch threshold, closing in on 100. Low, 2-0.
Well, you can see right there just Merrick Houston's reaction at shortstop. He sees the pitch, takes his hats off, rubs his head. Like, if the shortstop is scratching his head, you got to think, how do the pitchers feel when they feel like they throw the strike? I love how Coach Walter said that. I mean, that's one of those where it's just about making the pitch. You know, when you get 2 outs and you get to 2 strikes, being able to make that pitch.
And the only thing consistent from the home plate umpire today, he's been equally as inconsistent for both pitchers. .94 pitches for Burns. Joe Arriola was warming up in the Wake Forest bullpen. There's the 3-0 automatic, 3-1. Wilcoxon 0 for 1 with a walk. Outside. Ball 4. That's another walk issued by Burns. And the leadoff man on for ECU. The NCAA Men's College World Series begins Friday, June 14th. On ESPN once again. Every game can be seen on the ESPN networks. The finals begin Saturday, June 22nd. From Omaha, Nebraska. For more info, go to NCAA.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. So Burns has walked 4. He's given up 5 hits. The big one, the home run to Dixon Williams. And he has struck out 7.
You obviously see 8-hole coming up. Luke Nowak. They have a hitters meeting. I mean, you see catcher Cameron Gill showing everybody, hey, we're thinking bunt, thinking bunt. I mean, that's what you would expect.
And this might be it for Burns. Wake Forest signals to the bullpen. The day is done for Chase Burns. 5+ innings. Arriola, the Long Island native, comes out of the Wake Forest bullpen with a runner on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. The lefty Joe Arriola comes out of the Wake Forest bullpen. He has recently entered the bullpen circle of trust. 4 straight scoreless outings. Last time out against North Carolina, an inning and a third, no runs, 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, you're talking trust-wise. It's a lot easier to trust that 93-96, 12-6 curveball, fastball ride, so it plays up. Look to be a guy that pitches up in the zone, but circle of trust right now. It's time to get some outs for that Wake Forest pitching staff.
ECU was able to tag Chase Burns for 4 earned runs. He had given up 4 earned runs in his previous 5 starts combined. And they ran up his pitch count, got him out of the game with no outs here in the 6th inning. Nowak the hitter. Bunting situation. Wilcoxon at first. He squares and ducks. Burns responsible for Wilcoxon at first. Bunted in front of the plate. Looked like they may have had a play at second, but nobody was covering. And Nowak is thrown out at first to sacrifice successful into scoring position Wilcoxon.
I agree with you, Anish. Yeah, the ball's bunted hard, and Seaver King gets there, but look at Merrick Houston. He's not on second base, and that's where King sees that and goes, oh, I got to go to first base. Houston just needs to stay at the bag and let the pitcher, Arriola, go get third base.
Barini now the hitter. Fouls it off. In that spot, Houston was not on the bag, and that's what Seaver King saw. Was he close enough where it's prudent to make that throw?
I think that Seaver King sees that. He picks it up, and Merrick Houston is going toward third base. So the momentum is going that way. So if you throw it to him, you just don't know, is he going to pause? Is he going to stop? You know, what's going to happen? And if you do that, you risk the chance, throw it away, go ahead and get yourself an out. They're going to call a ball on that one. Just on that pickoff move, like it. Once he steps off, it's not close enough to second base. I know this is here to speed up the game, but as a pitcher, it's so tough because if you're not ready to pitch, you're taught, hey, well, I got to throw this pitch with conviction. We used to could just step off. Now he can't just step off. It's going to pitch clock violation. And since he throws it to the shortstop, not at second base, he's getting called on that.
Yeah, so it is a pitch clock violation. So Barini is now up in the count 2-1 instead of 1-1. Wilcoxon at second. Check swing, strike 2. Barini had the big leadoff walk in the 5th. Came around to score the game-tying run on a double by McChrystal. in the air, right field. Winne makes the catch. No advance. 2 outs. Top of the order now. And the AAC Player of the Year, Carter Cunningham, had a home run yesterday. 1 for 3 today. His head coach, Cliff Godwin, told us, I've never seen someone play as free as he does. He said he plays like he's playing wiffle ball in the backyard. And looks at strike 1 from Arriola.
When you just look at the lineup, you see why Arriola is in the ball game. It was Nowak left-hander. Barini's supposed to be a switch, but he's staying left-on-left matchup. And then you got 4 or 5 straight lefties at the top of this lineup.
In left field, Williams has room, makes the catch. ECU is 36-1 this season when leading after 6. They lead after 6.
Well, as we enter the 7th inning here in Greenville, we got a 4-1 ball game. This is how we got it here. A lot of 2-out magic. Wake Forest early. Nick Kurtz, after back-to-back 2-out walks, he got Wake Forest on the board early. Then how about Dixon Williams, the 2-1 slider, hanging, hang it, you bang it. Dixon Williams, 3-run jack, and he ignited this East Carolina crowd.
Trey Savage still on there for ECU into his 7th inning of work. And Seaver King hacks and misses, and it's getting late early for Wake Forest. They were 3 for 31 in game 1, 1 for 18 today. King rips it foul behind 0-2. The winner of this game gets the loser of VCU Evansville tomorrow. The loser of this game goes home. Elimination game. Yesterday, both VCU and Evansville won as lower seeds, sending the top 2 seeds into this elimination game. King grounds one a deep third, but foul. ESPN is your home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals and for around-the-clock multi-game coverage. Scan the QR code below. It gets you to Squeeze Play. Matt Schick, Chris Budden have been your hosts through the day. Got Mike Rooney and Chris Burke. Game site to game site, quad box. I think we've got it up to, what, 6 different feeds at once, right?
Yeah, I've definitely seen 6 games, 6 boxes, 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. Right now we're rocking 3, but it's good. It's fun to watch. I mean, you can't think of a better thing to watch if you're just a college baseball fan.
Johnson catches the flare from King, 1 away.
He's playing with a little flair too. How about the little giddy up hop as he catches that ball? It's amazing what playing with the league gets to you. But look at that. Showing you he's like, I used to be a hurdler. He's got a future with the Bananas maybe after college baseball. He just has to turn that hurdle into a backflip catch.
That's a tough ticket, man. The Savannah Bananas, that is a tough ticket. Adam Tellier's 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Up and in. Savage over that 100 pitch threshold. You think of what this pitching staff went through over the last month or so. Zach Root was out for a month. Savage just a week ago, hospitalized. with a partially collapsed lung. He missed the AAC tournament. Jake Hunter, who began the season in the weekend rotation, out for the season. As this one is skied to center field. Johnson right there in his tracks for the second out. And then ECU's closer, Wyatt Lunsford-Schenkman, dealt with some arm soreness. He missed about a month before coming back before the conference tournament. They've used 10 different starting pitchers this season, and really the belief around this team was if our pitching is healthy, and Root, Yasavage, Lunsford-Schenkman are as healthy as they've been in a while, they feel that they can make noise here in the month of June.
Well, he gets an early count swing out, and he stays under that like 106. I think you still see him, and especially with the 3-run lead. You know, I think guys are basically playing pitch for pitch with him in the bullpen, meaning he throws a pitch, you throw a pitch, and until somebody gets on, it's probably Trey's game. And look at, he is locked in. He hasn't stepped off the rubber. He's ready to go.
Because of that partially collapsed lung, he came into today having not pitched in a game in a couple of weeks. Last time out, right, season high 119 pitches.
There's nobody. The guy just got in the box.
On the ground to first. Cunningham retires. Morales bumps into Yasavage. The crowd applauds. 7 innings of 1-run ball for Trey Yasavage. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. We remind you the Women's College World Series finals begin on Wednesday. For more information, go to ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Speaking of that Women's College World Series, that Alabama's head softball coach Patrick Murphy watching this game.
First pitch is a ball to Riley Johnson, the ECU center fielder, 0 for 3 today. His head coach calls him the MVP of the team, the way he's been battling and playing through injuries. And Ariola falls behind to 2-0. Strike one.
You know, insurance runs to Anish in this inning allows you to maybe have a little bit longer leash with Trey Yasavage. Just in because I know you got to win this ball game. That's what you're thinking. But hey, how can we save bullets for what could be coming? Is stretch out Yasavage, who has gone deeper, right? He's going 119. We know that. Last inning was really good. The stuff looked good.
3-2. Well, the challenge for anybody who loses that first game in a regional, how to manage your pitching staff. Opposite field, base hit. Johnson makes the turn. And into second with a stand-up double to lead off the 7th.
Anish, between innings, check what happened. Look, Coach Godwin walked right up to Trey Yasavage. Like the talk's like, hey, tell me the truth. You got to let me know you good. Everything was heck yes. The nod, got you. Give me the ball. You're not taking it. I don't care. Locked in, you know, like he was on the mound before that. You're not coming get the ball from me. Don't worry about it.
Intent, calm, purposeful. And as Cliff Godwin told us when we spoke to him in game, whether he's fine or even if he's not fine, he usually will tell you, I'm fine. McChrystal And one of the big hits for ECU, an RBI double. This one lifted to center. Morales makes the catch. Johnson bluffs. 1 out.
I mean, in his interview, though, that's what Coach Godwin was talking about, just how tough. He said the toughest guy he's been around. I mean, it's not just country boy tough. It's like it's physically, it's mentally, just having to go through what he's going through with the lung situation last start, missing that, but coming out here and like it never even happened.
Dribbled to first. Kurtz beats Jenkins Cowart to the bag. Johnson moves to third. Lance, it was interesting because around the college baseball world, when Trey Savage has a partially collapsed lung and spends a couple of nights in the hospital, people were worried not just about his status for the regional, his overall health, but also would that impact him in any way? And then when you talk to the folks around ECU, they downplayed it. Believe us, it's not a big deal. It's not as big as it's made out to be. He'll be fine. He went through his bullpen. Everything was okay. And a lot of times when you hear that, you can become cynical. And sometimes you say, well, that just might be gamesmanship. You don't want to tip your hand if your pitcher isn't completely right. But Trey Savage has been fine. He's looked like the Trey Savage we've seen all season long.
Yeah, there's no question marks. He's checked the box. Does he feel good? Yes. Is he the same guy as he was before that? Absolutely. And the mark of those good starting pitchers, they get better as the game goes on. If you don't get to them early and you let them settle in, the stuff just gets better. It doesn't care how the pitch count gets up there, the stuff's starting to get good, because just the mentality of the focus of locking in and staying in that ball game, because it is his ball game.
And it's his ball game because of the batter, Dixon Williams. Williams hit a 3-run home run with 2 outs in the 5th inning. And that is the difference in this game. It broke a 1-1 tie, his 9th home run of the season. And now he's ahead 3-0. Johnson at third. Time is called. Intentional walk. So they'll take their chances with the righty swinging Starling instead.
Now back for ECU, second baseman number 10, Jacob Starling.
Williams had that walk-off steal of home in the conference tournament. Pretty good speed on the bases with Johnson at third. You could try something. Strike one to Starling. Arriola from the stretch. Low. One and two. We have not seen that pitch called consistently all afternoon for both teams. Breaking ball. Starling does not bite.
Man, it's such a good pitch, especially you flip the breaking ball early, get you a strike, and then you go fastball in. And even if it is off, whatever, you get the strike called, that makes that back foot breaking ball even better. So heck of a take right there by Starling not to chase it.
Two. Grounded to third. King gets the force at second. And that'll do it here in the 7th. We go to the 8th, 8-9-1 coming up for the Deacs. The NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. what's in your wallet. The woman with the visor is Colleen Areola. She is the mother of Wake Forest reliever Joe Areola, who came into the 6th inning for Chase Burns. Her and her husband Joe, who took a little venture down the steps and into the stands, was making the trip from Long Island. There's Joe. Or there's Joe Areola. I think somebody must have texted her, hey, you're on TV.
Feeling good, though. Little Joe, 2 scoreless innings, and that you saw mom in between. We saw her between innings, just wiping the sweat like, whoof. You know, parent, that's one thing I'm starting to experience is my son's going to be a senior, and you just want to be, I want to go do it, man. It's hard to just sit there and watch and watch that just because you know it's just so hard on you to sit there.
Meanwhile, Javar Williams has worked the count to 3-0. 8-hole hitter against Yesavage, whose pitch count continues to climb. And a strike, 3 balls and a strike now. Yesavage, again, his season high, 119 pitches 2 weeks ago against Rice. Wake looking to get base runners. 3-2. If they can get 2 of the next 3 hitters on, that gives Kurtz a chance to tie the game. In this regional, Wake Forest is 4 for 52 at the plate. Check swing foul. Cunningham flips to Yesavage, covering, 1 away.
I mean, Yesavage right now, Anish, everything just looks the same. The mechanics are still the same. You're talking pitching in the 8th inning. He's 112 pitches deep. The body's got to be tired, but it still looks the same. And that's why when you talk about repeating your delivery and what makes guys special is because the arm, the hand, really, everything's in the right spot because they do it with such consistency.
A young man who began his career as a flame-throwing reliever a few years ago, moved to the rotation last year, was outstanding a season ago, and this year he's been one of the best pitchers in America and projected to be a first-round pick. And it looks like his day is done after 112 pitches, 7 1/3 innings of 1 run, 1 hit ball, with his team's season on the line. Listen to this ovation.
Boy, with the season on the line, ECU, they knew whose number to call. Number 46, Trey Yesavage. Boy, he stepped up big. 7 1/3 innings, gutsy performance. The offense got him 4 runs. He leads with a 3-run lead. Lots of hugs for Mr. Yesavage. He got a big one from Coach Godwin, too, when he took him out. You just know that just how much of a player's coach he is and just knowing how that meant to him. I love seeing that emotion.
So Danny Beal will come in, 34th appearance of the season. He pitched yesterday, 1 inning through 25 pitches. He and Lunsford Schenkman have been the endgame arms. Lunsford Schenkman dealt with an injury over the last month, but he's had a couple of appearances since coming back.
With Beal, you don't get 34 appearances not being ready to go most days. So, especially when it comes to the postseason, it's get your shoes on as a pitcher and you're in the bullpen, tie 'em tight, be ready to go when the coach calls.
The 9-hole hitter, Cameron Gill, looks at a slider for strike one. Gill walked and struck out, and he has scored the lone Wake Forest run in this regional, now behind 0-2. Hit him. And that turns the lineup over for Houston.
Boy, he's trying to go with that little frisbee slider, just flies open a little bit too much. And you can see, boy, it got Gill in a bad spot. You know, thinking, hey, slider not hard, doesn't hurt, but you can hit in the right spot. That arm looks like it's dead.
Merrick Houston is the batter, the leadoff man. 0 for 2 with a walk. If he can get on, Kurtz will come up as the tying run. Off the plate away, 1-0.
You know, and the biggest thing about this, though, Anish, is it's not just Kurtz. You're talking, let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's 22 homers, 20 homers, 18, 16, 13. So it's guys in the middle part of that order. They can do damage, and you mentioned one more guy gets on. That's tying run out of any of those guys can leave the yard, tie this ball game up.
Bounce softly right side. Starling doesn't have a play. And the Demon Deacons bring the tying run to the plate and their big slugger, Nick Kurtz. '61 career home runs for the one they call Nicky Nukes. And he has the only hit of the game for Wake Forest today, an RBI single back in the third. And Cliff Godwin makes a call to the bullpen. So the day is done for Danny Beal after just 2 batters. Infield single and a hit batsman, and Aaron Groller, the lefty, comes out of the bullpen. The winner of this game keeps its season alive and will play the loser of VCU Evansville tomorrow at noon. Loser of ECU Wake Forest goes home. VCU Evansville, the lower seeds, both won yesterday. They'll play tonight at 6 Eastern, that game on ESPN Plus, with the winner of that game moving on to the regional final. We have seen some exceptional pitching performances in this regional. Deverman, the freshman for Evansville, 8 innings of 1-run ball. Gordon, 7 2/3, no runs, 2 hits, 13 strikeouts against Wake Forest.
Yeah, both those lefties were really, really good. Yeah, we got to see some high-quality lefties on Friday. They brought the righties and Birds and Yasevich for us today, but still, I love that freshman performance. I mean, opening game, ECU Regional, the home team, the home crowd. He dealt with so much, and he looked like he had ice in his veins.
Groller from Pennsylvania, Seton Hall transfer, 3.90 ERA on the season, almost a strikeout per inning. Was hit hard in an appearance earlier this month against Rice, but you take that out of the equation, his ERA is actually 2.81. And he will be tasked with getting Nick Kurtz.
Tough part about being in the bullpen in East Win, especially when the innings are still down. Look at, they're still under 30. Is one bad inning can set your numbers up for the season. So, but yeah, you got one shot right here. You're the lefty coming in here. Your mindset is not anything else. Your mindset's on Nick Kurtz, how to attack him. It's going to be fastball, slider, but you know how patient Nick Kurtz is. He's going to wait to get his pitch.
Kurtz has drawn comparisons to Jim Thome. Elite pitch recognition. His head coach calls him the best hitter I've ever coached. And he takes low. Power to all fields. 1 for 2 today with a walk, a single, and an RBI. Wake Forest in this regional through almost 2 games has 5 hits, 2 of them infield hits.
Yeah, that's the biggest shocking stat to me, because this is a lineup that could have carried a ball club through a regionals, through a super regionals, and making a World Series run. Right now, only 5 hits. I mean, that is shocking.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out, top of the 8th. Kurtz, a projected top 10 pick. Stays alive, just got a piece. On deck, Winne, who's got 20 home runs. Popped up. Shallow right center. Barini, the shortstop, makes the catch for an adventurous out number 2.
Well, watch this reaction. Kurtz knows he got the pitch he wanted, just missed it. You just don't know if you're ever going to get that opportunity again with 2 guys on base, being able to change the game with that 1 swing. Like I told you, Nish, you're coming in, you got 1 shot, you got 1 job. You don't worry about the next guy. We know Reinich is Winne is a righty, Reinich is a lefty. Right now we're thinking Nick Kurtz, and Gollier did his job.
And they will bring out Wyatt Lunsford Schenkman, their closer, first team all-conference reliever, to nail down the final 4 outs and keep ECU's season going. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Wyatt Lunsford Schenkman is the 4th pitcher used by ECU today. Yasevich started, went 7 1/3. Beal came in here in the 8th with 1 out, faced 2 batters, hit 1, gave up a single. Groller got Kurtz to pop out for the second out. And now Lunsford Schenkman will likely be asked to get the last 4 outs of this game.
Yeah, you talk about the hardest outs in a ball game right here. The last 3-4 outs. I like how Coach Godwin did it. Yusevich got 1. Groller came in to get another one. He didn't want to bring in Schenkman to be able to get that many. So just finish an inning, sit down, come back out there. You're going to see a heavy dose of sliders, sinking fastball sliders.
And it's only his 3rd appearance since April 20th. He was out with a forearm issue May 10th against Tulane. Came in, did not record an out. And then against Wichita State in the AAC tournament, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 run. He did walk 2, and he struck out a batter. Not much going offensively for Wake. One run through 2 games in this regional. But a chance here. Winne represents the tying run. He has 20 home runs on the season, but he's just 1 for his last 18. The 0-1 lifted to left field. The catch is made, and Lunsford Schenkman gets out of the 8th, stranding 2 inherited runners. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the order for ECU coming up. Pirates up 4-1.
Outfielder backing up to the track. The fans, they know it. He's pumped, thinking, I got out of it. Boy, what could have been. Jack Winne just off the end of the bat. 2 guys on, would have been a game-tying home run in the bottom or top of the 8th.
New pitcher for Wake Forest, Zach Johnston. He threw 15 pitches last night. 1 inning of work against VCU in that 1-0 loss. And low to Justin Wilcoxon, the ECU catcher, who is 0 for 1 with a pair of walks.
Boy, Nish, Chase, this shows you how good Chase Burns was early. 1 for 10, no runs. It was 7 punch outs in the 4th. And then all of a sudden, he started staying away from the slider. It got flat. And boy, the lineup has been on fire.
Wilcoxon walks for the 3rd time. The 5th inning is where ECU scored all 4 runs. And that inning started with a leadoff walk to Joey Barini, the number 9 hitter. There's Luke Nowak. Squares to bunt. Pulls it back and takes outside.
Yeah, I like the thought process of the bunt right here. Just try to get a guy in the scoring position. You're trying to get one more insurance run to where one swing of the bat can't beat you. I mean, we've talked about Keith LeClaire Stadium. It's a hitter's ballpark. It hasn't played like it through this regional, but you just never know, because we saw how close that was last inning off the edge of the bat. I mean, who knows? And so being able to get that 4-run lead is a big thing for this offense right here.
This has been one of the most successful programs in college baseball. This is their 34th trip to the NCAA tournament. They've won regionals, they've hosted regionals, they've been to super regionals, trying to get to Omaha for the first time. Should ECU come back and win this regional, they will be paired with the winner of the Knoxville regional, where Tennessee is the #1 overall seed. Two balls and a strike to no walk. Third baseman King in on the grass, playing for the bunt. 3-1. Are you still bunting or swinging away?
Well, I think you're still going to do what he's doing. I don't know if he's really even wanted to try to bunt. He's just showing it early, because right there he pulled back pretty quick. Old school slash type thing, but he's definitely going to square it because it's affecting him or not.
3-2. Wilcoxon, the catcher, is at first. Runner does not go, and this one lifted into left field. Javar Williams for out #1. Here is Barini, who in that 5th inning took a borderline 3-2 pitch that was called a ball. Walked to start the inning. He would come around to score the tying run on a double by McChrystal. And 2 batters later, Dixon Williams broke it open with a 3-run homer. Pitching change for Wake Forest. We'll take a break as well. Back after this. Elimination game between the top 2 seeds in the Greenville Regional. Wake Forest jumped ahead 1-0 on an RBI single by Nick Kurtz. And then ECU 4 runs in the 5th inning. The big blow, a 3-run blast by Dixon Williams. This game was billed to be a pitcher's duel of pitcher's duels. Chase Burns for Wake, Trey Yesavage for ECU. Yesavage had the better line, 7 1/3 innings of 1 run, 1 hit ball, striking out 6. And ECU 3 outs away from extending its season. Wake needs to find a way to rally in the 9th. But right now, here in the 8th inning, ECU with a man on, 1 out. And the new pitcher for Wake Forest is lefty Hayden LeFew. And the scouting report from his head coach is simple. He says when LeFew throws strikes, he's good. If he can't throw strikes, he won't stay in.
Yeah, of course, when you're talking about a guy throwing up to 96 miles an hour, the fastball from the lefty. These guys got stuff coming out of the Wake Forest bullpen. Cutter, change up, but you're right. Too many walks, and you see the 37-27 walk to strikeout ratio. That's almost 2 guys on base per inning. And so if he's keeping the guys off base, obviously you're going to roll with him. But once a couple of guys get on, that's when you know you got to go pull him.
Barini, the #9 hitter, takes a fastball for his strike. Another chance for Williams in left. 2 down. Top of the lineup now in Carter Cunningham. 1 for 4 today with a single and a stolen base. 2 hits, including a home run yesterday. Strike one. Now, one of the things ECU does so well, their lefties hit lefties, and they put the ball in play. Wake Forest came in as the best strikeout team from a pitching standpoint in this field of 64 and in the nation. 33% whiff rate. ECU has only struck out 7 times today.
Well, you got to think where we started, Anish. What, through 2 innings, both starting pitchers had 4 punch-outs. So it looked like we were on that kind of pace that they've kept all year, where both guys are well above 14 strikeouts per 9 innings, and then it just kind of started to fizzle away. Guys started to take pitches a little bit more.
Down the left field line, Williams can't make the play, foul ball.
Love the effort right here by Javar Williams. Comes a long way. A little hesitation toward the end, but
Strike 3, Cunningham frozen by the breaking ball. Last chance for Wake Forest. Season on the line. Reinisch, King, and Tellier. Let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance, and it's Trey Savage.
yeah, 6 punch-outs, 7 1/3. A man stepped up when East Carolina needed it the most. Little tip of the cap. Have a day.
ECU pitching has held this powerful Wake Forest lineup to 2 hits. Reinisch leads it off in the 9th against Lunsford Schenkman, and he takes low for ball 1. Inside, and it got him. And Wake Forest looking for base runners, hoping to bring that tying run to the plate. Reinisch is aboard, and here's Seaver King.
That's a great start. I mean, you got to be able to get base runners on. Is it the baggy pants? I don't know, but heck, you'll take it any way you can just to get something going.
It's got the Roger Dorn seal of approval. And this brings Cliff Godwin out of the ECU dugout. And that will be all for Lunsford Schenkman. Colby Wallace out of the bullpen, 4th appearance on the season. Flashback to Friday. Pitching has been the story here in Greenville. Kenton Deverman, 8 innings of 1-run ball for Evansville, the 4 seed. Christian Gordon, 7 2/3 shutout ball, 13 strikeouts for the 3 seed VCU. When you get pitching performances like that, that's how the underdog moves on. It sent ECU and Wake Forest into the Saturday noon elimination game. Pirates with a 4-1 lead here in the 9th.
Yeah, this is the 1 of 2 upside down brackets, right, Anish? The Arizona Tucson Regional. Arizona, the number 1 seed, and DBU, the number 2 seed. Both took it on the chin. How about that right there, though? Wake Forest 1-14 when trailing after 8. ECU has been locked down entering the ninth with the lead.
So they turn it over to the freshman Wallace, who's a two-way player. And he's made 3 appearances, all out of the bullpen, all coming in the last 2 weeks. 5 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs. And he will be tasked with getting the final 3 outs unless ECU goes back to the bullpen one more time.
We talk about getting those last 3 outs are the toughest in baseball, and especially now you come in with guys on base, it makes it even tougher. But as a mindset for Wallace, you're going, hey, nobody's on base. You're worried about the hitter and the hitter only, because that run will not beat you.
Seaver King, projected first-round pick, looks at strike 1 from the freshman. Lance Lunsford-Schenkman, before getting hurt, had been the most reliable arm in this ECU bullpen. He and Danny Beal. Only his 3rd appearance back after missing about a month. And Wallace has pitched well down the stretch. It tells you how much confidence they have in this young man.
Absolutely. You're thinking season on the line. Guy's got 5 innings and a freshman, and you give him the ball in the 9th inning, right? I mean, that shows you there is a lot of respect there. And anytime in the postseason, you're going to have guys that really haven't been a part of the plan the whole year. You're going to need them to step up. And right now, ECU needs Wallace to be big.
King taking all the way, full count. Tellier is on deck. He's got 13 home runs. Hit hard through the left side, base hit. And Wake Forest cooking in the 9th inning. 2 on, nobody out. And Tellier represents the tying run.
Nice swing right there by Seaver King. And it's just knowing fastball's coming. Hey, you mentioned first round talent. He knows what to do with a fastball.
Next up for the Demon Deacons, second baseman, number 3, Adam Tellier.
Tellier 0 for 3. Squares to bunt, pulls it back. Upstairs 1-0. There's a strike. There is action in the ECU bullpen. The lefty is Eric Ritchie. The right-hander, Charlie Hodges.
I mean, Anise, conventional wisdom says you're going to be bunting to get the, runners in scoring position, especially next.
Little flare to left field, and the catch made. Nowak off the end of the bat, 1 away. ECU 2 outs away.
Boy, off the end of the bat, that ball just kept diving. Luke Nowak thinks he's got a beat on it and realizes, oh no, I got to get out there. Heck of a play.
Now batting for Wake Forest, center fielder, number 24, Antonio Morales.
Antonio Morales is the hitter. 2 for 3 yesterday, 0 for 3 today. First pitch, strike from the freshman Wallace. Line, base hit, right center field. That will score a run. Reinisch comes around and scores from second. King moves to third. It's 4-2, and now the go-ahead run comes to the plate.
Yeah, fastball. Just where Wallace is just spending too much time in the middle part of the plate. Did it with Seaver King. Now right there, Morales. Good hitters are going to get to that ball. We got a little action.
And a mound visit. It was easy for about 7 1/3 innings when Trey Savage, as the kids say, shoved. 1 hit, 1 run ball, struck out 6. Wallace is the 4th different reliever to follow Savage. Javar Williams, lefty swinging freshman who is 0 for 3 today, is due up.
It's crazy what happens when the bullpen comes in.
0-1.
Yeah, now you're going to see guys get a little bit more aggressive, knowing that, hey, you're the winning run, tying winning run. You know, in the 9th, you're taught, hey, take till you get a strike unless you're the tying run. Now that you got a couple of guys on board, you're the winning run because one swing of the bat.
Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. Swing and a miss. On the ground and through for a base hit. Another run scores, and it's 1st and 3rd, 1 out. It's now 4-3, and the go-ahead run is on base.
Boy, Nice, both the ground balls that have gotten through right off the bat, my mind sets they can double play, but it's one of those where they're playing a little bit more of the pull. Umpires threw almost to his legs, just out of reach. Another 1st and 3rd, and the Wake Forest lineup has woken up.
This inning started with Lunsford Shankman on the mound. He hit Reinisch. Cliff Godwin went to the bullpen, called on the freshman Wallace. Gave up a ground ball single through the left side to Seaver King. That put runners on 1st and 2nd after a fly out by Tellier. RBI singles by Morales and Williams, and now it's Gill, the catcher, due up in the 9 spot. Double play is still in order, but if you get past Gill, Houston, the leadoff man, comes up.
Yeah, Anish, I like this offensive timeout right here by Wake. This is, you have the freshman out there, huge situation. He's struggling to get that out, knowing that, and so now you're making him just wear it on the mound. Think about it. Disrupt some rhythm.
Now batting for Wake Forest, the catcher, number 27, Cameron Gill.
Gill officially 0 for 1. He walked and scored in the 3rd and was hit by a pitch in the 8th. Bunts. No play at home. The throw to first is offline. Everybody's safe and the bases are loaded for Merrick Houston. The runner from 3rd, Morales, stayed put with the ball so close to home plate, so there was no play at home. And the first baseman, Cunningham, airmailed the throw to first.
I love the bunt play. You see Williams bluffs to 3rd base like they're going to pick, and that drives the runner Morales back. And Cunningham comes charging in, and they played the defense to perfection, but Cunningham not able to make the throw. Keeps it one out in this inning, and what it does is if it keeps it like this, you know, if you stay out of the double play, it allows Nick Kurtz to come up in a winning situation.
And here comes Cliff Godwin. So he went to the freshman Wallace, who had been pitching well. Had only made 3 previous appearances, a two-way player. And really, Lance, you know, some of these balls weren't hit that hard.
You know, sometimes, yeah, you just got to get, it's all about execution, right? I mean, you put pressure on the defense and you got to make them make plays. And right there you saw they executed it at the beginning, but just couldn't make the throw.
Out of the bullpen comes Jackson DiLorenzo, freshman from Cortland Manor, New York.
Now pitching for ECU, number 30.
He last pitched in the AAC tournament against Wichita State, a third of an inning, 3 hits, gave up a run. He has given up a run in his last 6 outings. And he'll face Merrick Houston, the leadoff man for Wake Forest. So the Demon Deacons began this inning down to the final 3 outs of their season. They've cut it to 4-3, tying run at third, go-ahead run in scoring position at second. They've got Houston and then their big slugger Kurtz on deck. ECU, they would love the double play to end it. Yesterday we had 6 walk-offs. Obviously Wake cannot walk it off because ECU will bat in the 9th if the game is tied or Wake goes ahead. Is Savage looking on after spinning a gem? All he can do is watch. Houston today 1 for 3 with a walk. He came into the regional as Wake Forest's top hitter from a batting average standpoint. 2 grand slams this season. 8 home runs on the year.
You know, a grand slam right here, how good that would feel. The bats have woken up for Wake Forest. Been down all regional so far. It's been a tough last couple postseason games, finishing up the College World Series and entering this one, but a big hit right here. Woo.
That's the type of tension that locks the human throat. DiLorenzo, the freshman, against the sophomore Houston. Breaking ball high, 1-0. And now if you're Houston, you got to believe he's taking a strike, knowing a walk ties the game.
No question. I'm standing there. I mean, you're going to time him up. You're going to do everything you can. But, yeah, there's no way I'm swinging the bat right here.
Strike 1. Popped him up. Wilcoxon does not have a play. It's 2-2. It's an elimination game. Winner plays tomorrow, loser goes home. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no advance. And a game that began as a battle of 2 ace starters, 2 of the top 3 college pitchers in the country. Now a battle of wills and a battle of bullpens. Houston fouls it off. That might have been ball 4. Low, ball 4. A run scores, and we are tied at 4.
What a 9th inning comeback from the Demon Deacons so far. And it's not over because you got 1 out. You got Nicky Nukes coming up. They have quieted the East Carolina crowd.
Stunned disbelief.
All started with a free pass.
Eric Ritchie, the left-hander, out of the bullpen to face Kurtz in what is now a tie game. And Ritchie becomes the 4th pitcher that ECU has used in this 9th inning alone. Anatomy of a rally, Lance. It started with that walk and then a couple of singles that found a home.
Yeah, some CNI singles just kind of making it through. Thinking off the bat, might have opportunities to turn double play. Good base running, bad execution on defense, and then walking in a run ties up the ball game. Again, though, you still have to feel like the game's not over, right? You could still make a pitch. You're 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Your offense still has a shot. So that's your mindset, is not allowing it to get too far out of hand. And so just going out there trying to get this hitter.
Hindsight, obviously 2020. If you're Cliff Godwin and you can do it again, are you leaving Lunsford Schenkman in instead of yanking him after 1 batter?
Well, hindsight 2020, you're going to go ahead and leave Trey Yusevich in a little bit longer because for the most part, once that happened, that's when it started to unravel. But again, you don't want to push a guy who's at 112 pitches, but he showed you he could go 119. But if there's any chance to push a guy and have him go a little bit longer, it's when the season is on the line.
He just got the sense with Lunsford Schenkman, who had been so good this season. Again, 3rd game back from an injury. They just didn't feel as confident in him as they had earlier this season before his injury. And so he comes out after hitting Reinisch to begin this inning. A single by King. Tellier flies out. This is with Wallace, the freshman, now in the game. RBI singles by Morales and Williams. And then Gill reaches on that error after the bunt attempt. A walk to Houston with the bases loaded. And now it's on Ritchie to get Kurtz with the bases loaded. And here's where Kurtz is dangerous, not just as a power threat. This is a guy who is chasing the single-season ACC walks record. He'll spit on a pitch out of the zone. He could walk in a run as easily as he could put one over the fence.
You're right, and that's the tough part because the guy with so much power, you know you got to get ahead of him, but you also in your mind's like, hey, I can't just groove it. I can't just get in there because then one swing of the bat blows this game wide open.
3 runs in, bases loaded, 1 out. Kurtz with a big cut, 0-1. Ritchie this season, 27th appearance, 29 innings. He has walked 26 and struck out 33. Kurtz is the 8th batter here in the 9th. Ahead 2-1. Williams at third, Gill at second, Houston at first. Two balls, two strikes. Grounded to second, could be two. On the bag, one, throw to first, not in time, ruled safe. The go-ahead run scores, and Wake takes a 5-4 lead on the strength of a 4-run 9th inning.
Boy, what a frustrating game for a pitcher. You make the pitch, the big hitter, but it's hit too soft. They try to turn to double play. Got to give Nick Kurtz a lot of credit. Out of the box, hustling. Him hustling, saves that, gets the winning run across the board. Wow, not what you expected. You're thinking, hey, he's going to drive one in the gap, blow this game open. A jam shot right up the middle. Fielder's choice.
And another pitching change for ECU. Charlie Hodges, the right-hander, the junior, enters the game. It has been a revolving door here in the 9th inning. These last 3 outs have not come easy. Wake has put up a 4 spot, and a Demon Deacons team that looked to be on a defibrillator when this inning started. They couldn't score, they couldn't get anybody on, they couldn't get hits. They've woken up, they've put up a 4 spot. ECU's bullpen hasn't been able to slam the door. And now the Demon Deacons can look ahead to the bottom of the 9th with a chance to send ECU, the regional host, packing. Seventh appearance of the season for Hodges. 6.23 ERA, 4 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, and in a small sample size, opponents hitting 200 against him, he has given up a home run.
Yeah, biggest thing now, your job, he's got to get the last out. Keep it right here, allow your offense the chance, right? And once you lose the lead, you just don't want to let that linger and extend to a bigger inning and make it that much harder for your offense.
For ECU, hard to find a silver lining right now, but if they can hold Wake Forest right here, you do have 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup coming up in the bottom of the 9th.
Boy, just the different emotions that we have seen from the ECU fans entering the 9th inning with a 3-run lead to where we're at right here. You got to give a lot of credit to the Demon Deacons, though. I mean, it was all stacked against them. Yasevich had been really good going through it, but heck, that's the name of the game. You get the starter out of the game, get into the bullpen, anything can happen.
Hodges is the 5th pitcher used in just the 9th inning alone. And Wake has batted around. Winay, the 9th hitter to come to the plate in this inning, looking for his first hit. 1 for 8 in the regional, 0 for 4 today. Time is called. The 1-2. Lifted into shallow left center. It drops in for a hit. Throw to third. Not in time. Another run scores. It's 6-4 Wake Forest. 5 runs in here in the 9th inning with the season hanging in the balance.
And Anish, the biggest thing is there hasn't been a ball that's really been hit hard. This might be the farthest ball of the inning because it's just been a little dink dive, CNI singles, jam shots up the middle. But a heck of a base runner right here. Kurtz getting to third base. They get another guy in the scoring position. They're just trying to extend this inning. Keep it going. A lot of it all too. We think about all this stuff that's happened. You make the play with the bunt, you win the ball game.
Yeah. Winne moves up to second on the throw, so second and third. And here's Reinisch, who started the whole merry-go-round. He was hit by a pitch. Ball that brushed him right on the pants. Didn't even get him on the meaty part of the leg. Hit batter, a couple of soft serve singles, E3, a walk to force in the tying run. One and two. It's been the nightmare of real things here for the Pirates. Two, 3, and 4 due up for ECU in the home half of the 9th. That one gets away. Kurtz comes in and scores. It is 7-4. Now, did that ball hit Reinisch?
Yeah.
If it did, Kurtz is going to have to return to third.
Well, he's trying to sell. Jake Reinisch is trying to sell this. He got his kneecap. He's trying to sell it like it hit him, and then he realizes, wait, they're going to score a run. Maybe not.
And that ball does not hit him. It gets away from Wilcoxon. Another run scores. Winne moves to third. Oh, now they're saying it hit him, I guess.
Now batting for the Demon Deacons, third baseman.
It didn't look like the ball hit him there, did it, Lance?
Yeah, it's tough because I thought it might have clipped the kneecap because it goes back in a little bit, but that's where if you're selling it, you're holding the back going, no.
On a line, Nowak lays out and makes the catch to end the inning. It took an armada of arms for ECU to get through the 9th. Wake Forest, some soft hits, some lucky bounces. They put up a 5 spot to take a 6-4 lead. Last chance for ECU to keep its season alive. This game started as a pitcher's duel for all pitchers' duels. Chase Burns, Trey Savage, they were terrific through 4 innings. Dixon Williams hits a 3-run home run, part of a 4-run 5th for ECU. The Pirates take a 4-1 lead into the 9th inning, and then a couple of seeing eye singles, a couple of bloops, an error, a walk, a hit batter. A couple of freshman pitchers thrust in a big spot. 5 pitching changes in that 9th inning. Next thing you know, you look up. Wake's got a 5 spot. They've got a 6-4 lead in an elimination game. And they will turn to Michael Massey now to close it out. Massey began the season in the weekend rotation. He'll face 2, 3, and 4. Johnson, McChrystal, and Jacob Jenkins-Cowart. He was hurt, missed about a month with a bulging disc in his back, touch and go. And now they've decided to bring him out of the pen. A 1 to 2 inning pitcher right now. Has not allowed a run in each of his last 2 appearances. 2 balls and a strike. McChrystal is on deck, and then Jenkins Cowart, who led the American in runs batted in.
Boy, Nish, an imposing figure on the mound. I mean, as a starter, yes, but when you're talking about a guy coming in the ninth inning, you know, this, I know most guys, we always want to be starters as pitchers, but sometimes roles just find you, and it looks like possibly the closing role might be finding Michael Massey.
Ground ball up the middle and through. Johnson gets on, and the tying run comes to the plate.
Boy, just a shot up the middle. I don't know if he makes the play, if he stays on the feet. That's one of the tough things. Losing his footing might have cost him that single. You know East Carolina's not going to go down easy. That's one of those things. The crowd's going to stay there. They're going to always provide the energy for him.
The top half of the ninth inning took 35 minutes. McChrystal had a double to drive in what was then the tying run in that 4-run fifth. One and one. Popped up. Out of play. If anything, this regional has been just unpredictable. 4-seed Evansville beat ECU yesterday. 3-seed VCU beat Wake Forest yesterday. This game looked to be wrapped up before a 5-run ninth inning by Wake. Driven out into right center field. Diving. Morales can't make the play. McChrystal stops at first. Moving to third is Johnson, and Jacob Jenkins Cowart steps to the plate as the winning run. Nathan Chrisman will pinch run for McChrystal.
Carolina, number 2, Nathan Chrisman at first base. Now batting for the Pirates, right fielder, number 3, Jacob Jenkins Cowart.
On the ground, base hit right center field. 1 run scores. Chrisman to third. The tying run now 90 feet away, and the winning run at first. And Dixon Williams is the hitter who has the big hit in this game, a 3-run home run off of Chase Burns. Lance, the old iron axiom, you can't predict baseball. I don't think anybody could have predicted this kind of game, given who the starters were, and certainly nobody could have predicted this ninth inning.
Well, that's why you play the game. That's what makes it fun. It's who wants to be out there. Somebody says, give me that ball. Let's go. The amount of momentum shifts that we have had from the 8th inning to the 9th inning, and even at the top of the 9th, now to the bottom.
Imagine being a fan of one of these teams. You're reaching for the Prylisek.
Now batting for East Carolina, third baseman
And the stakes for both of these teams massive. There is no tomorrow for the team that loses. Williams has the 3-run home run. And he takes a little below the knees, low 94. Nobody out. Winning run at first. It's been an inconsistent strike zone all afternoon. Ground ball through the left side. We're tied at 6. Williams comes through again. They have some trouble with it in the outfield, and the winning run now on third base with nobody out.
I mean, talk about putting some pressure on the defense. You have the infield in. You get a hit, obviously the run's going to score. But watch Jenkins cower. Sees a little bobble, doesn't stop. Little hesitation, but still gets to third base. Something about the Pirate magic.
The jungle comes back to life. Fouled off by Starling. Infield is in. A fly ball can win the game. Hit him. Bases loaded for Wilcoxon. Lance, you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching on squeeze play, ECU led 4-1 going to the 9th inning. Wake scores 5 times to take the lead. And then in the home half of the 9th, 4 straight singles and a hit batter. And the Pirates tie the game at 6. And Wake Forest will go to its bullpen. They'll call on Cole Rowland. Threw 12 pitches in an inning of work last night. 6th-year senior, the anchor of the back end of that bullpen. He comes in with the bases loaded, nobody out. Winning run at third.
Yeah, all you can say is wow. I mean, just what we have seen in the 9th inning. Both teams, season on the line, laying it out there. You're just trying to find a bullpen arm that can get you an out.
Rowland missed the first part of the season with injury. Came into the regional having only thrown 14 innings. And we saw it last night. His scouting report, Lance, he'll pitch backwards. He pitches off of his breaking stuff and off speed.
Well, you know he's feeling a lot better after how that top of the 9th win. He's talking to his hitters like, at least now, like as a, you know, ECU can breathe, because you know, like, hey, worst case scenario, you hit into a triple play, you're still playing baseball. The game's not over after such a tumultuous 9th inning and not giving up the lead. But wow.
He got bases loaded, no outs. I think it goes without saying, though, if you're ECU, you need to win this game right here. You don't have the arms if this game continues into extra innings. But they're set up, bases loaded, nobody out. Will Coxon, the senior from Raleigh, North Carolina, lefty swinging catcher who was first team all-conference, with a chance to keep ECU's season alive. More twists and turns than a soap opera here in this 9th inning. He's walked 3 times today. On the ground to second. They come home and they get the force. Jenkins Cowart cut down. There's 1 out. Now the infield can play at double play depth. Bases loaded, 1 out. Double play back in order.
That's a great pitch right here. You see he goes out there and reaches and gets it. Maybe not one to be as aggressive and kind of see what he's got, but nice play right there by Wake Forest. And you're right, in middle infield's going to go back. Ball to the pitcher. You're still going home.
Infield is still in. Nowak is the hitter. Breaking ball missed. Swing and a miss.
Oh, that stuff's nasty. That ball's just coming in 84. Looks like it's a fastball into the third, just dives out of there. I mean, as a hitter, you got to let it come to you. You know, you want to be aggressive. You want to be you want to be that hero for the team.
Nowak batting in the 8th spot. On the ground and through. Ball game. ECU walks it off.
It's a big wow, Anish. What a game. He goes to the breaking ball again another time, and this time it's up. Luke Nowak sees it up, and when the breaking ball's up in the zone, it's a lot easier to hit. Just puts a good swing of the bat on it, and ball game, ECU season alive still. God, this feels good, doesn't it?
A flag of piracy still flies in Greenville. Luke
A lot of
Nowak.
bullpen arms. A lot of bullpen arms are extremely excited after that one.
I mean, if you love baseball, if you love this time of year, and you love this tournament, you got a treat today, boy. You got a treat. This was a game where it started with 2 great pitchers, and then it ended with just a wild 9th inning. Let's welcome in Luke Nowak, the hero, with the walk-off hit. Luke, what were you guys thinking after Wake Forest scores 5 runs in the top of the 9th inning.
Well, that we've just been in this position before, and we got one of the best offenses in the country when we're all doing sticking to the approach. So just stay in it, bring the energy, and see what happens.
Well, Luke, just walk me through the at-bat, what you're going to see, and just kind of talk me through what happened.
Yeah, I mean, we knew he was going to throw a lot of soft stuff. Just staying on that, chase one down and in a little bit, reset my eyes, and just knew stay inside of it, good things will happen. So just not trying to do too much. All I need to do is put a ball in the air, put a ball on the ground hard, and we'll score one. That's all we needed. But
Well, that you did. Talk to me about just the atmosphere. I know the jungle was packed. You can hear how loud it was, but just the energy that you guys feed off of that. Talk to me about that.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is my second regional I've hosted here in my career, and it's unlike any other environment in the country. When we're playing with energy, when we're doing the right things on the field, the crowd really gets into it. It affects the other team, and they were our edge today.
This was an amazing game, and you guys had the best vantage point of all of them. I know it almost feels like so long ago, but describe what you saw from Trey Savage out there.
Well, that was like the gutsiest pitching performance I've probably ever witnessed in my career. He's going up against another top 10 draft pick, and he just gives it everything he's got. Goes into the 8th inning, unbelievable. Yeah, just the dog out there.
Enjoy this one. You guys got a game tomorrow, maybe 2.
Yes, sir, absolutely. 2.
Thanks,
Plan on
Luke.
2. Thank you.
There's the confidence from Luke Nowak. Walk-off hero today. Wow, this regional has been entertaining. It's been unpredictable. Yesterday, you had the 4 seed and the 3 seed winning Evansville and VCU. They'll play in a couple of hours here at 6 p.m. on ESPN+. Winner of that game to the regional final. ECU and Wake, top 2 seeds, elimination game that just finished. Wake's season is over. They were the preseason #1, a team that went to Omaha last year. ECU will get the loser of VCU Evansville. And if ECU can win 2 games on Sunday, they'll play for a regional championship on Monday. Everything that you thought was going to happen in this regional, it's been the opposite, Lance, and that's why it's been so much fun.
Yeah, exactly right. And I can't wait for the next game. I felt like we've already done 2 today, but can't wait for the next one, 1-0 game coming up.
Let's get you to squeeze play. They'll get you caught up in what's going on with some of the other regionals. What a thriller here. ECU survives. Wake's season comes to an end.